Hello and welcome to the Overly Animated Podcast, where we take animation seriously. I'm Dylan Hysen, and today I'm joined by Delaney Stovall.
Yo.
Today, Delaney and I are talking about episode 4 of the new Voltron reboot, Voltron Legendary Defender, The Fall of the Castle of Lions. We're going through every episode of Voltron, overlyanimated.com. I assume you've listened to our past ones if you're listening to this. Check us out on iTunes or overlyanimated.com. Spoilers for up to this episode, but not after. Delaney, general impressions of The Fall of the Castle of Lions.
This is an interesting episode. I'm sure you're so overjoyed about the mice revealing. It's so ridiculous. Strangely, I'm not mad about it. Also, I'm so ticked. Literally, it was like 15 minutes ago. I was like, I'm not going to ship it. But then Allura had to be so cute and like, she's totally just being manipulative and wants answers, but like, darn it, Allura.
Previously on the Overly Animated Podcast at 5:40 p.m. Let's see how long it lasts until Delaney ships this. 6:24 p.m.
We're getting close.
Okay.
I'm not. You're getting close.
We're almost there then. Yeah.
But there was a moment, and I was like, "Oh no!" I felt part of me crumble a little bit. I was like, "No, I'm not gonna do it."
It's happening. Don't worry about it. Just let that.
I would be overjoyed with like a Katara Toph kind of friendship, and them just being like.
That's basically what this is. Yeah,
Katara Toph. Just why I'm about it.
Yeah.
I don't ship Katara and Toph, by the way. That's not a thing. But oh well. Overall, good. I was waiting for Rover to be a problem.
Yeah.
I'm glad this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm glad everything that happened in this episode, like, I think we were kind of waiting for. We were waiting, we were just talking about, like, okay, they need to do something about the family thing needs to come to a head. Well, it did. We haven't seen the family, but, Pidge is like, bye, gotta go.
I mean, I'm glad they did something with it, but it's still, it was still really annoying,
Yeah. But, I mean, we'll have to see what happens, I'm sure it'll be something like, oh, I can't leave. I have to blah, blah, blah. But it worked. What's going on right now? I still can't say it right. Eurasians.
Yeah, whatever.
They continue to be adorable. And they just had their little party and they did a play. So cute.
Oh yeah, their play in the beginning was good. It's like, no, Voltron.
And they like immediately were back. I think overall this was a good episode. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Not as good as the last one, but
no, that's not.
We had what's his face? Already for Sendak. I guess he was
Sendak Axis.
What Axis?
Sendak and Axis, like Axis.
Oh, that's the second in command. Yeah, the one who locked onto the rover code or whatever. It was pretty ridiculous the first time when Pidge just instantly like turned the rover to their side. So I'm glad that like came back to hurt them. That's good. Yeah, I thought the highlight of the episode, I guess, was the Shiro Sendak fight with their their giant arms. Yeah,
it's pretty good. You didn't get the upgrade.
Yeah. So stupid.
You have the wrong iPhone.
Yeah, that's what that was.
It's pretty good.
I have a slightly bigger giant arm, and then I win. Yeah, well, how is his arm so huge? It just
also like it like stretches. He's like Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah. It was interesting, but I did think that fight was very good. What do you think? Do we have a competing ship? Do we have Keith and Shiro?
I already told you that I think
Lance and Shiro. Lance and Shiro.
I mean, it could be, but
because he was protecting him.
Maybe, but I don't know. Keith and Lance.
What happened with Keith and Lance? I don't even remember. I need to pay closer
I don't think really.
But...
Oh, it was funny because they were going back and forth. He was like, "I say Voltron." Yeah, I say.
Oh yeah. That was great. That was their.
Keith just was like, "What?"
Yeah.
That was pretty solid.
Keith just not understanding. Lance is like the explanation is in the chant. Like, yeah.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. That's the
Keith is that girl from Pitch Perfect. That's who Keith is.
Okay. That's an interesting reference to throw in. I didn't think we'd be going to Pitch Perfect. Who's the Pitch Perfect character for each one? No. Yeah, so I think that was good. Yeah.
Keith might be Becca, actually.
Okay. We don't need to get into that.
That's the only one I wanted to say. We can move on.
We had the dinner scene in the beginning, like with all the cute things in the building. This felt like a classic Cora dinner scene in book 3. We go between all the characters talking, and I thought that was pretty well done. I don't remember. We had Allura and Pidge, and it was pretty good. So the mice telling Allura. I actually like this because it actually makes sense, and it reminds me of the season of Game of Thrones, which is like one of the super minor reveals is that Varys's little birds in King's Landing were just children who like were telling him stuff, and he was like giving them sweets to like tell him all the information of the city, and that feels like this. It's like go to the like children or like the animals and have them like because no one like the one of the mice being there at that scene at the end of last episode, they wouldn't have noticed, right? So
right,
I think that makes sense.
And we've seen the mice everywhere, so this is like pretty good. Like this is a good device.
Yeah, that's true. I guess they
like
do.
we've seen the mice like with Pidge and
yeah.
So
the rest of their conversation, Pidge acting all like gross and Allura being like, hey, sure, yeah, a little bit gender rolesy, but still I thought it was good. And yeah, that's the classic oh, you can tell me, okay, I'll tell you, and then it's something else, right?
It's so great.
What do you think of Pidge like being like, I need to leave Voltron to do the family matters? I don't think this is earned because I think we need to see what it's about first.
Well, I buy it just because the entire time like that has very clearly been Pidge's motivation.
Yeah, I mean, I buy it on that level. That's true.
Obviously,
annoying,
I would prefer that it wasn't this way, but I'm ready. If we can just get it out of the way, I'll be fine with it. Like, it's fine. I don't just think it's unearned. Like, frankly, I think it's going too slow. Like, I was kind of waiting. I was expecting this blow up like an episode ago.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I just hope they explain what's happening with that.
Definitely.
Soon. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't. I'm not clear. I'm not great with my family as an innate explanation for like a character motivation. Yeah. I think I need more than that.
Well, especially like all of this is so confusing. Like, so it's not only that she's looking for her family; she's pretending to be someone else. It's like, why? What is the motivation?
Yeah, we just don't know. It's.
There's a lot of weird context to the situation that makes it even more confusing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really understand. I mean, not necessarily pretending to be someone else. It's not clear. Yeah, is she like? Yeah, I don't know. Because
like, well, like it's just like, what's the motive? Like, so we get it. You want to find your family, but it's like you did all of these things so you could find your family. But it's like, why?
Yeah.
Couldn't you have just joined the garrison as Katie? And like, I don't get it.
Yeah. I don't understand. Hopefully they explain this. I mean, they will.
I just imagine, like, to me, there just has to be like infinite more secrets. Like, there has to be more.
I guess so. Yeah. We also have Hunk going with Coran to this planet to look for new crystals.
But it's not a planet.
Or is it not a planet?
It's an animal.
The whole thing is an animal. Oh,
yes.
Okay. That's what they're going for? I couldn't even tell.
No, that's what he said. Yeah, the entire thing, it's like the star whale in Doctor Who. It's like the lion turtle.
He was like, yeah, it's like the lion. He was like, wait until you see this majestic creature, though. But if they were like in the animal, then I don't know.
That's why it's so messed up. Is because that's what he said. Like he's like, it's like it's not a planet. He's like he said they're petrified animals. So that explains why they're able to mine it, because they're made of stone. They're petrified, but they still live. That's what he said. They're petrified, but they still live. And that's why he's like, this is horrible. They're not giving any care for the animal. Like that, he says several things that, to explain like how horrific it is what we're seeing.
Yeah, I got that part, but the whole thing being one thing. Yeah, okay, interesting. That's not typical. Yeah, the planet being an animal. Yeah, typical. I thought. What do you think of their dynamic? These two characters.
I mean, it's pretty funny, like because they're both funny.
Our two comic relief characters. Yep. Yeah.
It'll be a miracle if they get anything done, but
this is Bolin with Varric, probably.
Yeah.
I guess that's true, but
It's pretty accurate.
Well, excited to see more of them next episode. I guess it's like part 1 of the 2-part, right? So
yeah, and seeing like and dealing with the fact that there's people who live on and in this animal, and that's not unlike beginnings in Korra, but like what's going on?
Yeah. Okay, what else? What was Keith doing this episode? Oh yeah, they went to the village and it was like a trap, and then they went back. Yeah. I don't know.
Keith was pretty cool this episode, like, and he was being pretty goofy the whole time.
What was he? How was he being goofy?
Well, like during the party, like not just with the scene with Lance, like him and Hunk were being silly.
Oh, they had that drink and that Coran had, and he recommends it to Shiro, and all that stuff. What else? What else we got at the party? So this Allura and Pidge dynamic that they have going. What's Allura thinking when she's like, "I want to go get Pidge to tell me that." that
I don't understand. Like what? Like the mice already told you. Do you not believe the mice? Do you just want Pidge to tell you?
She's like, I want to like have a girlfriend, and then
we
can have a sleepover.
Allura is so weird.
I think that's what she's thinking.
Yeah, I know. She's like, oh, we're gonna. Well, that's my favorite. She's like, we have a lot in common, and she's like, what? And then Allura like backtracks immediately. Is like, crap.
Yeah.
All of that was just so adorable because like I like Allura. Allura is funny. Like she's a really interesting character.
I mean, she's the only female among the entire crew, so she's like, "Oh my gosh, another girl!" Right? Like,
right.
That whole type of thing.
Which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Like,
what else we got? We got them getting into the cat. Yeah, I feel like I'm missing sequence. So, okay, this concept of the lions being trapped in the castle because the power goes out.
Oh my god! Like
I'm a little bit unsure of how sentient the lions are. Why can the lions not escape? It's like okay,
the lions did save, like they saved Pidge and Shiro. There's like we have evidence of them being sentient, and yet,
yeah, but why are they? Is it that they're stuck? Like they can't get out of the hangar? It didn't seem like they're trying to. Why can't they just fly out of where they're staying? Like I don't understand this.
Well, I mean, I guess if the hangar was like closed, like
but it didn't seem like they were trying. Like they had them on camera for a second, and it's like okay,
they didn't really. Well, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't really show the. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. There's just
bad kitties.
Like,
come on,
come on, lions.
Okay, so, we had him. Did we have him talking to Zarkon, or was the our guy? I don't even remember his name again. He's very for
Sindak.
Mouse guy with giant arm.
Sindak.
Mouse guy with giant arm, right? Like he looked less mousy this episode, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, him. The continuation of the last episode. I don't know. I'm not remembering anything else that happened. But we're also only at 13 minutes. So, what else you got? What do you need to check in on here?
Well, like the crystal nonsense. Like, go down to. We just had like the Moes. Like, I have seen this scene 9,000 times. They get down to the power core. They walk across the catwalk. There's some glowing thing in the middle. And
what do you think of Pidge just like being like screw it, and then she just like hits all of them?
I was fine with that. Like that cracked me up and it worked, so it was fine. I mean, it was a problem though. Like this is an Altean. I don't know what this is. Like what?
Yeah, doesn't that mean the castles should like fall? Which I guess like the episode called "Fall of the Castle Lines." It's still standing at the end of the episode.
Well, I mean, it's the idea of like the Battle of Hogwarts. Hogwarts didn't like collapse and but the Hogwarts fell. Like it was taken. So the castle was taken. So
yeah, that's in the fallen in that regard, right? Yeah.
Because technically it's flying. It's going up. Actually, like that's what it's actually doing.
It actually is going up. So it's not falling. It is in fact the opposite.
Yeah, it's the opposite. Also, was it clear that it could fly? I didn't get that impression that it was a ship. Like,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Until
okay,
this episode, yeah.
I wouldn't. Okay, I'm glad. Like, it wasn't just me because I was like, did we know because it has ships in it. Like, did we know it was a giant ship in the rock? Because I didn't.
We might be supposed to know that. I'm not sure.
I don't think that was made clear. But now it makes sense though that like their ship, got landed there, and there's a good chance that it wasn't necessarily. It's not really a castle. It just like the rock formed around it in 10,000 years, like erosion. Like maybe it like crashed and then it's like around it. I don't know. Now I can buy it. Now I'm okay with this.
That's pretty interesting. So maybe a crowd. Yeah. Well, we don't know the backstory. It did seem like they were. Oh yeah, because another thing, Coran's was like his. My grandfather built the castle. Yeah.
Okay. It's a cat. Like you can't like. I understand that like you can have a building that flies. Like I've seen enough sci-fi that I am comfortable with that concept. That's not the problem here. But you can't call something a castle and then also call it a ship. Like that's so confusing. Like. I'm very conflicted about this. Like, I don't think they made it clear that it was a ship.
I guess it's just both, like.
Which it can be. It's just like that's such a weird thing. Like, I wanted that to make. Like, could we have established that? Like, it's a castle, it's a ship, like a houseboat. I'm comfortable with the concept of a houseboat. That's fine. Like castle ship, I'm okay with this. But like, the entire time I've called it a castle. Oh, it flies. What? Since when?
Yeah, same like well, you need clarification on the mechanics of the Lion Castle. One thing I want to mention. That was probably a good time. I've been getting serious Nausicaa vibes from the show. One like track in particular that I was playing very much sounded like the Poison jungle music from Nausicaa. In addition, Princess Allura very similar to Nausicaa. I tried to make that comparison earlier and didn't get it out, but yeah, it's she's like the mice or her like Pikachu type creature that she has, and she's like this warrior princess, and like very similar vibes. I think this I would describe this show as a combination between Star Wars, Nausicaa, and like Transformers. Like I think that's like I think that covers all our bases.
And somehow it all works.
I guess so, yeah. We'll see how it does. Good episode though. We'll see what happens in part 2. And we'll see where we're going from here. I assume we will be leaving the planet next episode. But
yeah, finally. I'm kind of getting tired. Like, yeah, let's leave.
Yeah, I hope so. And we'll see what happens with the resolution of Pidge and whether we explain the twist at any point.
Oh, and the Voltron Alliance.
Oh yeah, she's like, you're the first member of the Voltron Alliance. Yeah. Okay, I guess that's a thing.
Literally Star Wars. We're going to save planets, and you are now a part of the Galactic Federation. Blah 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 blah. Like that's what's going on right now.
Yeah.
I think that was a Star Trek.
We'll see if that's a continued theme of Allura just saying people part of.
How many does she have? Like, does she have? Does she just carry around a lot of them and just like passes them out? Yeah. And you get one, and you get one.
And it's like she's just like asking everyone. It's like Allura, that's not a thing. You're the only one that's making this a thing.
I'm like imagining like kind of like in Korra when they're trying to find the airbenders that it's like show up one time and they're like, no, we don't want you. Please leave. Go. Like that's the scenario.
Yeah, this is the Korra book 3 type thing you're saying here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. Next episode, the Tears of the Balmera. Okay. I
think this episode's gonna be sad. Tears, sad.
Oh, wow, nice word connection there between tears and sad.
But like seriously though, I mean, it's an animal, and like I'm expecting deep Doctor Who like Star Whale feels because that episode hurt me. So I feel like this episode's gonna hurt me.
So you're saying that this planet is like the sentient moon in
okay, we gotta stop. We're not gonna talk about it. I'm like really mad now.
We'll be back next episode.
Don't Voltron with Kill the Moon, Dylan.
Overlyanimated.com. Look out for a future Voltron podcast. Thanks for listening, guys. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.